the importance of finding shortcuts to success. These and many other issues will be the focus on Role Model. Join Oluwatobi Babarinde on OSBC TV, channel 113 on Star Time and 502 on Free TV every Monday 6:30 p.m. Role Model, it promises to be educating and interesting. Watch out. It promises to be educating and interesting. Yes, this is how we do it every Monday at this time, God's willing. We come your way with issues that are very pertinent and very key to our younger generations, to the youth. And if you look at it, over 70% of these younger people made up our Nigerian population, and it behoves on all of us as individuals, as a society, as community, to ensure that we take the issues that are pertinent to these younger people, we take it very serious. And one of the focus and the essence of this program, Role Model, is to discuss those issues, those gray area that we need not to look, we need not to seem serious about addressing. Is our focus on this program. Yes, once again, I welcome you, our viewers, on this program, Role Model, coming to you directly from the stables of Osun State Broadcasting Corporation in Ile-Awiye, Ibale, Osogbo, every Monday at this time. Yes, I could remember vividly in our past episode on this program, we have treated a lot of issues that have to do with patience, diligence, hard work, as regards these younger people. Even somebody said this younger generation of today, patience is not written in their dictionary. They want to get everything done quick, and they want to find shortcut to success. And one of the essence of this program is to get people who God have helped in one area or the other, and younger people too are not too old, that God has helped them to pass through all this stage, coming to share their experience with us, and encouraging the parents, individual, the society, and even these younger children to ensure that all of us is a collective responsibility to ensure that we get these younger people on the right track to get progress and development comes into our society. And in doing justice to our area of concentration, our area of focus today, role of parents upbringing, cultural and moral values, and a lot of issues that are pertinent to this, is I have with me from my left hand side here Apostle Adeleke, and he's a clergyman, he's a man of God, and someone who is a parent too, who have acquired a lot of experience, and who's going to talk more to us in the course of this topic. So you are welcome on the program.
God bless you, sir. Thank you.
And also from my right hand side, I have with me Honorable Sheriff Adewoye, Senior Special Assistant to the Office of the Governor, working directly in the Office of the Governor. We also have him here. You are welcome on the program.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure, sir.
Yeah, and yes, our guest, my guest, to the topic of our discussion. But before we delve much into it, let me start from our posture. When we are talking about role model, the first set of people that are supposed to be role model to these children, to these younger people, are their parents. And looking at it, when we talk about upbringing, parenting, and the responsibility lies so much on this parent. And if you look at society today, some parents, a lot of parents are not really there to fill up that space for their children. Sir, what is your take on this in terms of background to parenting? Who is the parent, sir?
All right. Well, thank God for this opportunity. Ideally, there's a difference between a father and a mother and a parent.
Okay.
A father is somebody that just meets a woman, gives birth, he goes away. But that's just the beginning of parenting. The moment the child is born, that's the beginning of what we call parenting. Now, what you don't have, you can give. The genesis of what we are doing today is moral decadence of decades, not just now. And the truth is, the parents of today, are they really parents? They really know what it takes to be a parent. In our parents' days, my own parents, you have mothers who will sell their clothes to send their children to school. You cannot steal a pencil from school and bring it home in my own days. My mother will follow you back to school. Not just follow you, is whipping you. Whose Bible is this?
We don't have that today.
We don't have that today. Parents will go, oh, you got the pencil, you can go. There's so much moral decadence, but the fault is the parents. And we have another challenge that I always worry about. The parents now blame the school.
School authority.
They say the school authority, they say the church. Your child sleeps with you in the house. In 24 hours, he must spend a minimum of 12 hours with you. He spends 4 or 5 hours in school. You now blame the school authorities. What morals have you impacted in your child? Now, the truth is, children, they follow what they see. And the reformative age of a child is between the age of 1 and 12. Is what your child sees every day. A father that beats his wife every day, the son was brought to be a hooligan. Because that's what he sees. A daughter that sees his mother calling his father Olori Buruku. We've seen it before when they call the child, what's the name of your father? Say Olori Buruku. Then they invited the mother to the school. Hear what your daughter is. I said, yes. Daughter, he said, because that's what my mommy calls my daddy every morning. So those are the challenges that we have. And if you're actually a parent, you have work to do. Because your child is a sibling of what you are. It's what he sees in you that he will do. That is the truth about it. So if your Bible say Ilela o katu somo loruko. If the child is that is misbehaving, they say, who is his father? That's Yoruba for you. Who is his mother? Oh, we can't be surprised. Like father, like son. That's the truth about it.
Okay, thank you, Apostle Adeleke. Let me come to Honorable Sharif. I want to pick it from your side. While you are growing up, how was the education days like compared to what we have now, as regards these current children of nowadays? And let us use that opportunity to introduce yourself to us, your background and your education days, your growing days in education. How was it? Let's compare.
Right. Good evening, viewers all over the world. Good evening, the moderators. Well, it's a very jammy something for me. I could recollect the last time I left Osun State to Delta State. Okay. When I have known my parent and I was working alone. And I remember I have a very good brother. The late Olufon was invited me to come and join a club. I said, yes, I'm not really interested in a club. You understand, to be a part of Osun State Progressive. I said, no. You understand. But what I learned at that time was people have to understand we have 3 teachers in life. The first teacher is your parent. The second teacher is the environment you have. The third teacher is education. Now, what I mean is some people inherited some bad character from the parents. When you take that attitude to school, the environment, you can't compare somebody that was living in Najegula in Lagos and somebody that was living in Ireland and somebody was living in Kenya.
The influence of the
environment have a lot of impact in children. Now, for me, I remember there was a time I want to grab the first interviews in my life. We showed the children a lot of things, so many beautiful things today. But my parents will say charity begins at home. You understand? And he has that pictures on his bed throughout the school days. My father is a kind of person that when you kept money with him, you will write his name, put a paper, write somebody's name. To the extent the money will now be going older and older. But my fear today, most of us are afraid to train our children in a way and manner that we understand the values of education.
What are the causes?
Yes, thank you. The causes is this: people are in haste. We are looking for fast money. We forgot the moral background of Yoruba that said, "Akanjuwo wo kin tojo, ashewara lolo kin tosu." Definitely, I remember there was an interview I granted, as I said earlier. I have the first interview for Rand Matter. The condition for me to get that job, I have to be computer literate. But I have a lot of prof, and I have a lot of expatriates in share. The first question they ask me, who is the richest person in the world? You know, for normal children, for education we have, it's supposed to be Bill Gates. But to me, I say, my parents is the richest person in the whole world. My parents is the richest person in the world. They say, wow, can you defend this? I say, yes, of course I can defend that. What are you talking about? I say, when as far as I'm concerned to the world view, Bill Gates may be the richest person in the world. To me, it's not Bill Gates. I only benefited from his knowledge. My parents from the primary, from pre-adolescent to the adolescent stage to the premature and the maturity stage, it's not that easy to be a mother or a parent. So the challenge we have is I can imagine the environment that brought you up is something. Then the corruptions within the systems today, it wasn't that easy for children not to be influenced by the environment.
Thank you, sir. Okay, happens to you. I've listened to some of these salient points Honorable Sheriff I think we raised now, which is very key and very vital. We'll be mixing it up. Now, quickly, your reaction. Do you have one or two things to add to what he said?
What he said is genuine and is right for this present time. I think the truth remains that the country, let's take our country, Nigeria, we're just losing value every day. And it cuts across every strata. Forget that I'm in a garment. Okay. It's also in churches. It's also in mosque. Everywhere. People are losing value. You want to ask yourself, we have placed so much not pressure now. We have taken money as the only thing. So whether the person kills somebody to get money, you don't care. Whether he slaughters his father, you don't care. And it's ironical that somebody becomes billionaire overnight. You don't ask him questions. Then if you are the one that ask him, pray you live under 6 months. That's how bad our country is. But the Bible says in Proverbs 22, it said, train up a child on the way it should grow. When he grows up, he will not depart from it.
Back to parenthood.
It's the parents. Now, again, if you look at the Bible in Genesis, I think it was Genesis 18:19, God said, I know that Abraham will train his children on the ways of the Lord. Am I training my children on the ways of the Lord? Are you training your children on the ways of the Lord? I live in an estate, but my children don't mingle. And they have a reason. They know. The things I see around me is embarrassing. All my kids never had Android phone until they entered university.
That is discipline.
Because I knew that one of the greatest devil of today is this Android phone. It's destroying family, it's destroying home. How can husband and wife be on the bed and the wife will be on phone for 3 hours? They are on the bed when they are supposed to react to each other as husband and wife till the man will sleep off out of frustration. He dare not take the phone from the wife. We've seen mothers that went to supermarket and phone. They were carrying phone till their child walked away from them. So these are the things that, but the fact remains that, like he has said, the parents has the vital role to play. They set the mark, they set the sample. If you are a drunkard, you say your child should not drink. They have shown him the way to drink. It's what he sees. You see, children's reformative age is what they see that they grasp. What they are seeing, they put it in their head. And that's what they will act. It takes grace of God to change them.
Okay, it takes grace of God to change them. Honorable Chair, let me come back to you. I want your reaction to this. The other time, we were talking about parenting, and we are also talking about moral and cultural value. Let's come on morals, like the Apostle has already touched. Moral is not that. I was in a place of recent, and I overheard that young lady tell me, "Mom, are you okay? Are you in the right senses? You see what we've done in the public." And I was very sure, but the mother herself never take it very serious. That moral has totally gone. It's not there. And you said it's the responsibility of parents. And also, what about member of society too? I want your reaction to this. Moral is gradually, being eroded, and cultural value gone. And some of these things you will discover. Even you will see young people find it very difficult to prostrate, to greet elderly person. Those ones who are male guys, and even for the female, to me that is a problem. And do you observe that some of these young people, young ladies, young couple that we have, now, young one, like 5 years married or 10 years, they don't even leave that for their husband at home. And some of these young children are coming up, you don't see them doing it, and they find it very difficult to take it up from there. What is your take on this?
Well, thank you so much. Everything is back on the parents in most cases, and the environment and education. There are 3 things you need in life: education, civilization, and exposure. As far as the parents are copying the Western cultures, we lost our moral decade. Number one. Number two, as far as we take the word of God as our role model, right, as our constitutions, we're in trouble. Now, let me give you an instance. I remember a little boy was telling his father. His father was like, "You have to leave my house." He said, "No, you are leaving your father's house. You yourself, you have to leave their house." I called the young man. I said, "Mr. Man, come, what happened? Do you realize you're talking to your father?" He said, "No." He asked me to leave his father's house. I was asking to leave his father's house too. Well, what could have been the causes? Is what you did, your replica cases, is the replica what the children are seeing. A sociologist said, inviting a children to watch a television of modern of these days, it's as if you are inviting a devil to sit with them. So why must a children will watch most of our movies these days? When you're watching our movies, I see nothing good. There are some movies that's very nice, you can watch, you can learn a whole lot of things. But you want to tell me to come and sit in African Magic to watch love affairs? You give your children Android phone.
At what age?
At what age? It's just what a replica case of what a bishop was talking about. For me, it's a win-win game. You have the pre-adolescent stage, you have the adolescent stage, you have the premature stage, you have the maturity stage. Those are very delicate areas. As for me, I want to encourage every parent to be very careful of their utterances. If my mom today, my dad is 94 years. My mom is alive. We build the houses. My senior brother, my younger one build the houses. My mom, come and leave your house to our house. He said, "No, this is where your father married me." He has never left the house for one day. If when we are producing our own children, say, "No, I can't spend money, I work with you." Because what happened is a moral. But these people want to marry without maturities. Because marriage has to do with a lot of maturities. That's why you have a lot of single moms out there. Why? We've never asked ourselves. We blame the society. We blame the parents. If parents you want your daughter to get married or your children to get married, but you are not with your father today, what happened? We should ask them a question. Patience is always the virtuous. People need to be extraordinary patient. When you lack of patience, there will be problems.
Okay, when you lack, there will be problems.
Yeah.
Lack patience, there will be problems.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you short. I want you to harp on from where I stop. I want you to harp on patience and perseverance. I was listening to some of these young ladies said, if I want to get married, I don't pray that I should meet the husband, the mother of my husband, and like because we will not be on the same page. Was like, some of these things. Patience is not written in their dictionary. And vis-a-vis, let's also have to read this. Even these guys, that want to get money at all costs, quick shortcut to success. Even academics, but some of them also say it has permeated every loose and crannies of, like you said, of society. Even academics, they want to get shortcut to success
everywhere,
and everybody is impatient. How do we address this issue of impatience and perseverance?
Well, we still have there are two things.
Okay.
It goes back to what the child learns from the parents. One, if a mother is not in her husband's house, and the child will wonder why. Say, "I can't come and die in your father's house." Because she could not endure. But then, you see, I told my children, I'm a funny creature. Now they all are adults. So I called the family meeting. And I told them, I said, listen to me very carefully. One, you must endure in life. All stages of life. Every successful man had his scars. It's only when you are still, you're not asking, "Sir, don't first tell me your glory. Show me your scars. Show me the days we were bruised." There are days our mothers will not eat, but they make sure we eat. But they still go to bed. That is perseverance. That's endurance. It comes back to pay price. There is a price for every price. You want to live long in your husband's home, you have to persevere. A lady will tell you that I don't want to meet my husband's mother. You know what the lady is telling us? It's simply telling her that she will marry and her own daughter, she too will have been there before her son get married. Life is like that. It's a cyclic circle. And And it's what you put in that you get. And God is faithful. So if that woman should have died and you didn't meet her, be sure that you knew your own too will come like that. So, but the fact is that today's life that we live, I don't know another country but Nigeria. There's no value.
Moral culture
is dead. We only need to ask God, and then probably if you can have a leader who has some madness in his head. I'm not a politician, but I will not forget the days of Tunde Diago. I don't know how we can get such a person. In that day, we had Tunde Diago and Buhari, but we later now knew that it was Tunde Diago. In a place like Lagos, Oshodi, that was the toughest part of Lagos. If you can bring discipline in Oshodi, then there's no area in Nigeria you cannot bring discipline. Where people were keen not to enter buses, you cannot urinate on the road, you cannot cross the road. That was in Idiago's era. So it also comes to parenting and leadership. What we are facing today is leadership. Can you imagine somebody wakes up and they tell us that the governor of the central bank of our nation embezzled money to the point that he has an estate that has 753 duplexes.
Wow.
That's like madness. That is, you are calling someone that you're supposed to be the judge is such a dirty sinner. So in that situation, how do you marry our country? And that's why I'm praying that maybe God can give us Ibrahim Traore. If you look at what he's doing, that's the truth.
Okay, thank you, Apostle. Honorable Sheriff,
Discipline. Disciplines are not one area that another area. Now, when we talk about being a role model, when we talk about parenting or bringing culture, value, all these things are not there. We talk about discipline. And when you are growing up, when you are growing up in school, how was discipline there? In terms of education and other facets of life, today there is nothing like discipline again. How should we address this? This is one area also we must talk about. What's your take on this?
Thank you so much. When we're talking of disciplines, for me, it's a very difficult. You understand?
Okay, let's see.
It's a very difficult. How? The discipline we're talking about has to, excuse me, it has to start from our leaders.
Okay, from the top.
That is exactly what he is talking about. If you have a very good president that's actually disciplined, a disciplinary president, everybody will sit tight. Let me give you an instance. Of which about a month ago I was in Anambra State. The Anambra governor was trying to introduce ideas of Idiagbon. You must not urinate on the road. You must not urinate on the road. Currently in Anambra State now. You must not drop a piece of paper on the road. Currently in Anambra State now. Anambra is one of the most dirty states before now. I'm very, very comfortable to those areas. So if the governor himself was not disciplining himself, of course, I've seen a convoy that was going, a governor have to stop along the road, started urinating on the road. So it's a very serious one. Now, if as a parent, somebody kept money with me, so when the person was not come to ask for the money, you don't have the money. Is that a discipline? How can a pastor of a church or an imam of mosque, they keep the money of a group with you, you spend that money, you are not disciplined. We have seen so many imams, the pastor, who have become a criminal.
Yes.
Am I correct? I stand to be corrected, sir.
Yes.
So the discipline have to start from our leaders, from the politicians, to the pastor, to the imams, to the leader of different societies and organizations. Now, why there's no discipline again? Some of us, we actually investment in our clothes, the car. We did not invest on the children. Your investment on children are very, very important. Yes. See how many parents are sitting their children down at home every morning, tutor them, lecture them. There's something we call a moral in marriage. Being a prof today does not mean you have moral. Some prof are lack of moral. Being a prof does not mean you are educated. So there are some profs that look like what? Like a farmer. So when you're looking at society today, I've seen so many profs today, I laugh. Simply because being a prof is not in them. I see people that say, oh, come, I want you to borrow me money. When I borrow money, I cannot pay that money back. I see no discipline there. As a parent, you need to be able to be transparent. What you don't have, you can't give it. Yes. Like my children at home, I used to give them a drug. When I want to give them a drug, like paracetamol. There's some drug that's very bitter. I said, my friend, come on, you have to take this one. This is bitter. This is sweet for your own good. Say, I can't take something. You have to take it. Don't lie to children. Say, hey, this is very sweet. By the time the children taste it on their tongue, it's very bitter. You are not disciplined. Let them know the reason they have to take it. How can your children relate to school? If your children are late to school, there's a lack of discipline. You can't blame a teacher when your children is failed. Sometimes some people, I saw people buy clothes. I can't remember. I read the story of Kolabiola some years back. When I was reading that story, he said, I've never bought expensive slippers or shoes. My slippers I brought, that's very expensive, 10,000 naira. The reason is as he said, not because we don't have the money, but I'm afraid for me to wear expensive clothes today. This year, for instance, as a parent, I've never attended any party except about a few days ago because it was my home community. I've never attended 3 parties in this year. I've never been to a club in my life. So if you are going to club on a weekly basis, your children have to follow you. It's a lack of discipline.
Okay. I love those words that are coming. Oh, thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Apostle, let me come to you. Let's look at social media. We already talked about it the other time. It's like you're inviting the devil to the house, and those are your words. Those are your words. And honestly, to be candid, it really look like that. I want us to have, we have good side of the social media. We have it look as if in Nigeria or in Africa, the negative side has overtaken that of the this other side.
It's worrisome.
It's worrisome, and it's heartbroken, and it's disturbing. It's irritating.
When you see a child who dreams about a cartoon he watched on, because that was what he watched all through his lecture, and you have decided that you see, again, I must confess that this thing has its own spirit. Everything has a spirit working in them. So when too much of it, it becomes infused into you, and you begin to behave funny. Do you know that there are some people that cannot shut their phone for one day?
Of course, even for 1 minute.
I watched a skit one day. A guy was bathing in the bedroom, and he was bathing with soap, and his phone rang. And remember, his phone was in the bedroom, and the wife was hearing what the wife was coming, the other was coming for his phone. What is phone? What kind of madness is that? So, but as much as social media is good, when it comes to children, you must find a way to monitor it.
Even they talk about there's a mechanism
for me. What I do, maybe it's weird. I told my wife, between the hours of 12 and 3, go and get their phones. You open the phones. Nobody must passport their phone in the house, even including me. You don't passport your phone. And I told her, the day I come to your phone that is passported, it's out of your hand. What are you keeping secret for? So you find time, 30 minutes I'm on their phone. And I will judge if I say anything I can't understand. The children of today, they are ICT, their brain is jets. They can sell you with the phone. They will finish you, just be looking like this, they have finished you. So I will monitor their phone. It's very important. If it's possible, that's why I said you don't give a child a phone until maybe their maturity has increased, like you said. Because, okay, I went to a church, and I was in that church ministry, word administration. Some kids were playing on tablet, and they were laughing. I said, look at this. And I told them, you are selling them to the devil. They have not had a single word in the church. So they are just concentrating on that part, playing game, when they are supposed to be committed to God. There's a children's church. Send them there. Even if it's I love Jesus. They will hear it and go back home with something. That will sink. Not that you should give parts to them so that they won't disturb you. You are only building the trouble that you should correct today. You are building it for a bigger trouble tomorrow. So social media is good, but we need to moderate it. We must find a way, particularly among the children. Even adults are getting out of control.
Of course, let alone
the children. When husband and wife are on phone till 1 a.m. Then the wife say, I'm doing Instagram. I get sure when the woman say, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Yahoo. I say, how do you have time for all these things? Don't you cook? Don't you take care of your own? You don't sit down with your children to check their exercise book, their homework?
That is another
How
thing.
do you have time for all this? And those are the mothers that now you see their children going to school with tiger nails. You see their children painting all kinds of color. And it's that my child is upstate. She's correct. That's madness.
Okay, that's madness. Your reaction to it. Social media is very key.
When I said it earlier, invite your children to watch a social media of these days as if you invite a devil to sit with them. It's as simple as that. You see, one thing we have to be very careful of, yeah, it has its own negative part and a positive side. Talking of the negative impact is more than the positive part, you know. Even scientific made us realize that we have 24 hours in a day, which some people, we don't ask a question. I went for a program in Jos of recent, and I was in the midst of medical doctor. I was asking why we fail to do a lot of research as regards to cancer and so on and so forth. What are the causes of the cancer? You know, sometimes I saw people watching it, being on screen for more than 4 or 5 hours. Once there's no light at home, so people download a lot of movies on their phone, which allow the children to have a glaucoma and cataracts today. That's why you see some age of 15 years I'll be using the glasses. My father can read to the age of 24 years without using his reading glasses. You understand? Yes, and how come a 15 years old will now be having a cataract or glaucoma? It's as a result of stay on the computer, the social media, the screen, because of radiations can actually lead to that. So social media have a lot of negative impact. Some people, this is their business, of course, they operate from here according to their home business and all this stuff. But for me, if you are watching a TikTok, what's TikTok? What are you doing with the TikToks? The only thing I do on my phone is just to WhatsApp. I don't have a TikTok. I don't have Instagrams. You understand? And I have a Facebook. Sometimes people will be chatting me and say, I don't have the time. I don't have a lot of time. But I have a library in my house. I do a lot of study. Because when you do research, a reader should be a leader. So a good leader should be a good listener. So if I don't inform, I'll be deformed. So you need to be informed, well informed, so you can be well equipped. It's like a pastor that went to church, imam. You need to do a lot of research on your Quran and your Bible for you to be able to preach to the audience. You know what to tell the audience. Now, for me, if you go to say, you want to look at the kind of designer cloth, latest cloth, Yoruba will say, Omonikara, Kamara, isn't it? Because your children are the futures of tomorrow. Now you are ruining their futures today because you are giving them an Android phone at tender age. They start watching a blue film. I've seen a man watching a blue film during the fasting period. I've well seen a pastor do the same thing. And I ask people, what are you teaching me? What example are you teaching me? So if my phone is ringing, anybody can pick my phone from my house. My children have an access to my phone. The only thing I will tell you, don't do this, don't do that. I password my phone, and I tell them the reason I password my phone. For a reason, best known to me, and I tell them. Here I was in a party of recent in Osun State here. More than 6 people's phone was stolen. So assuming they are unable to get those people, that phone will just go just like that. They remove the SIM and throw it away. That's society. The impact of the media does not even do us any good. Before now, go to our institutions today, sir. You will see the impact of the impact of the media, social media. In those days in school, when our forefather goes to school, you see somebody that went to grade 2 will be very, very sound, speak a Queen English. Somebody that finished from OAU today, there's nothing, a shortcut from the parents, from the WAEC you are doing,
Shortcut
to the jam. Exactly. Oh, how can my children be doing Yahoo and I will be happy to buy me a car? I have a lady close to me. I senior her more than 5 years. Today is riding a different car because one of our sons is doing Yahoo. And we all know. So what's a role model? I want to make money. I want to be like this. Conformity is what's killing us. Oh, I have a parent too, close by in Okebale here. A daughter that just graduated from university, not even working, use a phone, 2 million naira. iPhone.
The money for to buy a property.
Exactly. I asked the question. I asked her parents, why the phone? This is my phone. That 2 million naira, I can buy a property, a 2 acres of land in somewhere else. How did Dangote start his business? The multi-millionaire today you are talking, how did they start their business? You have to invest. Asset is money. Somebody that have a room is better than somebody that have a 10 cars.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. Yeah. So the impact of social media is actually killing.
It's killing.
It's frustrating.
Thank you, Honorable Sheriff. Thank you. We have a lot of our time has gone. We have two minutes of that. I'll put to quickly. I want you to react to this. The issue of dressing. The issue of dressing, hairstyle, and this issue that he has also talked about. This acquisition of Yahoo mothers and Yahoo parents this stage and things like that. For where do we cut in the next 1 minute before we now round it up?
The fact remains that when you look at dressing, we don't have human again dressing. We have mad people.
Then the role of society. Put it up. What should be the role of
society? In the days of our own parents, it's not so again. Why did you beat my child? Is it your problem? Is what I like that I won for her. You just begin to marvel. Dressing today is horrible. I see a lot of mad boys outside. They say they are human beings. The moment you're undressed, you're a mad boy. And I always thought, I just wish we had military men that are smart. Somebody did it in Kaba. Once they stop a bus, it's a road check. Once they get a boy that has mad hair, they bring him down, cut the whole head off. They were soldier boys. I was happy the day I saw them. You know, in Nigeria, our boss is the soldier. It is police, they will still travel, but they cut their head straight away. My son went to camp recently. I usually tell them I don't like your hairstyle. No, cut low. He speak my head and like, okay, but don't color your hair. Don't bring color hair to my head. When he got to camp at the gate, the military guys scrape all of them. All their design. He cut, now he's cut. I said, why you can't? He said, you have to do better.
My time is gone. My time is gone. Honorable Sheriff, in 30 seconds, your word of admonition on this topic, conclusively, very short, your word of admonition as regards all of what we have been saying. Your advice to government, to parents, and to the society.
The government has to be proactive. The parents have to be proactive. The society itself has to be proactive to so many issues. For me, I try as much as to look at the societies today until governments are actually calm down to checkmate a lot of our excesses. Until the parents are coming down to the level of the children to invite them to come to checkmate their excesses.
Even these children, what's the advice you give to these children?
The children of these days, just
young people. When we talk about children, we are not referring to some of these young people.
It's a topic on its own. For young incoming youths, they just have to they have to face their education. Education is the best legacy the parent can give to their children.
Okay, education is the best legacy the parent can give. Opposed to.
And finally, they must know God. Whatever you do and God is not in it ends in crisis. And when I say God, you must just be committed to the supreme being. Because when you say God, there's a supreme being that is above all of us. Follow his instructions. He said in Matthew 6:5, he said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Every other thing will follow. If you need money, if you have a God that you serve, he will provide money for you. Not the money that you will spend for 2 years and die. What happened to your boys? I can't imagine what a boy will go and be eating cheat outside because he wants money. So know God and be firm. Let the parents be very firm in discipline.
Apostle, I appreciate you for coming on this edition of the program, Role Model. It's a pleasure. Anytime we call you on you'll be honored. We're glad to honor our invitation. And so also, Honorable Sheriff, we also appreciate you for coming, necessarily to the office of the governor. We appreciate you for coming and spending your time sharing your experience with us. Well, our viewers, this is the Convenience Sport. We have been enjoying the curtains on this week's edition of the program, Role Model. We have discussed a lot of issues that has to do with, our parents training up their child or bringing cultural values and a lot of things that we cannot even finish on this program. But I want to believe that people on 2 things. If I'm very correct, God's willing next week when we have another topic to discuss. Until then, I am Oluwatobi Babarinde saying bye bye and God bless you. Role Model. Role Model is a program designed to appeal to the consciousness of our youth in choosing the right path in life and to de-emphasize the importance of finding shortcuts to success. These and many other issues will be the focus on Role Model. Join Oluwatobi Babarinde on OSBC TV, channel 113 on Start Time and 502 on Free TV every Monday 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Role Model, it promises to be educating and interesting. Watch out.
alóyìnbó òhùndé wálé agbẹ́dẹ́gbẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ o sílẹ̀ bàbá wọn ká tán délẹ̀ o mi ò ní lọ síbi kan bàbá wọn ká tán délẹ̀ adùnkẹ́ wọ́dé sí èwo ni kó ló bá torí mo fẹ́ fọ́mọ yín. Èwo ni ti wárántàn visa torí mo fẹ́ fọ́mọ yín. Wọ́n bí mi mo túra bí èmi gangan làbí sọ́lá mo bọ́lá jí mo jí bọ́lá mo fẹ́ ṣọ̀kọ́ bọ́lá ti tó. Sílẹ̀ màá bá wọn ká tán délẹ̀. Kólóbá eléré ò dá o sí ṣàǹsódà. Mo léléré ò dá nílẹ̀ yìí ojoojúmọ́ ló ń ṣọmọ wọn kó náà ju musicians lọ orúkọ tèlére ni la fi mọ̀ wọ́n káàkiri ẹ̀bẹ̀ ni mo bẹ̀ yín o ìdọ̀bálẹ̀ mi máa re ẹjẹ́ ń fẹ́ ìyàwó mi o sílẹ̀ bàbá wọn ká tán délẹ̀ o mi ò ní lọ síbi kan bàbá wọn ká tán délẹ̀. I don't care what they say. Èwo ni kólóbá torí mo fẹ́ fọ́mọ yín. Èwo ni ti wárántàn visa torí mo fẹ́ fọ́mọ yín. Wọ́n bí mi mo túra bí èmi gangan làbí sọ́lá mo bọ́lá jí mo jí bọ́lá mo fẹ́ ṣọ̀kọ́ bọ́lá ti tó. Sílẹ̀ bàbá wọn ká tán délẹ̀ kólóbá.
I will do what they say.
What matters to me is to become a sugar.
I will do what they say.
What matters to me is to love her forever.
I will do what they say.
What matters to me is to love her forever. Oh,
I will do what they say.
sílẹ̀ bàbá wọn ká tán délẹ̀. Mi ò ní lọ síbi kan bàbá wọn ká tán délẹ̀. Adùnkẹ́ wọ́dé sí i. Èwo ni kólóbá